What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful people of the Crasher community? How are you guys doing today? In this video, we are going to be addressing something that is far from beautiful. In fact, it is quite infuriating for Pokemon fans, and to be honest with you, I can't blame them for how they feel one single bit. So let's get into this. So we have ourselves an article on Dexerto we will be discussing. It is titled, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet fans lose faith after Pokemon Home delay. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet fans have expressed their disappointment in Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and Pokemon Home's release after its recent delay. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet fans have been waiting quite some time for Pokemon Home to finally add compatibility to the Generation 9 games since their release on November 18th, 2022. On May 18th, 2023, the official Pokemon Twitter account announced that Pokemon Home would finally support Scarlet and Violet transfers on May 24th, 2023. Unfortunately, the Pokemon Company redacted this info the following day and confirmed the release date is still unknown. And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is when we get into a massive pile of yikes. Like, this right here is completely cringy, and I just gotta ask, what's the deal with that there? Like, why have your fans wait over half a year to finally announce the release date, only to pull the rug from everyone's feet and be like, oh, sorry, that announcement was done in error. We actually still don't have a confirmed release date. Like, what's the story with that? And here's the thing as well, ladies and gentlemen, is that initially, Pokemon Home compatibility with Scarlet and Violet was set to release in early 2023. We are almost in June. I don't think we are in early 2023 anymore, I'm just saying. Now fans have taken to social media to voice their frustration and disappointment, not only with Pokemon Home's release, but also with developer Game Freak and the Pokemon Company in general. Now, as much as I love Pokemon and just the whole franchise in general, I literally grew up with that. Here's the thing, is that they are not above criticisms, and believe me when I say this, is that over the course of time, they've definitely accrued some very fair criticism based on past events. And especially nowadays with Scarlet and Violet and how those games are performing, yeah, Game Freak, Pokemon Company, you got some splaining to do. Reactions from the Pokemon community came from social media platforms across the internet, with many taking to the replies to Pokemon's tweet confirming the delay. Fans cited the list of disappointments surrounding Pokemon in the past several months that have led to their frustration. I'll say it. Anyone that defends this, the Terra Raid for Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, this past Terra Raid for Great Tusk and Iron Treads, this screw-up, and probably even more I can't name, besides the base game's issues already. And those are just a few examples out of many others that people have issues with when it comes to Pokemon and their products. And this here, ladies and gentlemen, is the tweet in question where Pokemon tries to be funny with the pun, the cart before the horse thing, but instead of it being a horse, it's like cart before the Mudstail. Yep, that right there was a cringy attempt at being hilarious, but we have ourselves Dizzy Luke responding. I'll say it, anyone that defends this, the Terra Raid for Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, this past Terra Raid for Great Tusk and Iron Treads, this screw-up, and probably even more I can't name, besides the base game's issues already, you all need a reality check to hold off games. And that last bit right there especially is 100% valid. I think, honestly, instead of rushing out games every so often, Pokemon, Game Freak, whoever works on the games behind the scenes should take the extra 1 or 2 years to tie up any loose ends, to polish anything that isn't yet polished, because when you send out a product that is coming off as rushed, that's not good at all. Like, it's only going to be a matter of time if things like this keep up. It's only going to be a matter of time where you can't hide behind the Pokemon umbrella anymore, and that the drop in quality is straight up inexcusable. And here's the thing as well, is that even the purest of Pokemon fans can have criticisms, such as myself. I literally grew up with Pokemon since like 1998. And here's the thing, is that these criticisms don't come from malice. These here come from a place called tough love. I just want the best out of the Pokemon franchise, and I think everyone here can agree with that. Others simply replied with reactions to show their loss of faith. Sentiments like, just trash it, this shit is never coming out, and actually pathetic filled the replies to the delay tweet. And you know, that's actually kind of another thing to bring up here is, what the fuck are we even paying for when it comes to Pokemon Home? We have waited over 6 months for there to be Scarlet and Violet compatibility, but what have we been paying for? We haven't really been able to do much with Pokemon Home, if not anything at all. And this compatibility is going to be one of the things why you should get Pokemon Home, but because compatibility hasn't been a thing for several months now, it's like, what's even the point? Several posts on Pokemon-centric subreddits have also shared the news, with fans discussing the news there as well. Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are doing their very, very best to become the most scummy game developers around, said one fan. Well, in complete fairness, Niantic definitely has that title, very much so, as the most scummy game developers. But if Pokemon/Game Freak don't want to wind up on the list of top 10, they need to change what is happening here. Another player claimed Pokemon's notoriety makes instances like these harder to swallow. To be perfectly honest, it's just getting harder and harder to defend them at this point. Raids released with game-crashing bugs can't get their dates right. It's absolutely unacceptable for the world's biggest media franchise. With problems surrounding both Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as well as the mobile title Pokemon Go, it seems the community's opinion of the IP may have hit an all-time low. And that's just it. Pokemon is a ginormous media franchise, and yet issues like this are taking place, especially much more prominent with Scarlet and Violet. And it wouldn't surprise me if the community starts to think less of Pokemon in general, with all of the issues with Pokemon Go, with the issues recently with Pokemon when it comes to the main series games, as well as other things that have to do with it. Yeah, this definitely is a massive yikes. Also very much legitimate, but still a yikes nonetheless. Now here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that I try to give the benefit of the doubt and I try to understand both sides of the situation. I try to be charitable, especially for something like Pokemon since I grew up on it, but things like this are objectively not cool, and things like this are going to piss off Pokemon fans that pay out good money for their products and their games, only to pretty much receive subpar quality at best. And all these criticisms come from a place of tough love, not malice. I want to see Pokemon flourish. I want to see Pokemon become the absolute best among the best. I want for all of us to enjoy the products of Pokemon, and I think a lot of people can agree with that sentiment when I say that Pokemon should definitely step up their game and should definitely consider taking their time when it comes to their products rather than trying to rush them out in order to meet some type of deadline or something like that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, these are just my own thoughts and opinions. What are your thoughts and opinions on what we discussed? I always love to hear you guys out in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. Have yourself a damn good one, you beautiful people. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will see you next time.